You've been checking every morning, first thing when you wake up, scanning your reality for evidence that something's changed, refreshing your email, checking your bank account, looking at their social media, searching for the sign that what you've been waiting for is finally on its way. And every time you check, it's the same. Nothing new, nothing different, nothing moving. And with every confirmation of sameness, you feel it. That sinking feeling, that quiet panic, the thought that whispers, maybe it's not coming. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm the exception. But here's what you don't see. Here's what you can't see because you're too close to it. The stillness you're experiencing right now isn't absence. It's presence. It's not the universe forgetting about you. It's the universe holding its breath. Because right before everything suddenly happens, right before your entire reality shifts in ways you can't predict or control, there's always this exact moment, this pause, this deafening quiet where nothing seems to move and you're left standing in the gap between who you've been and who you're about to become. And this video finding you right now in this exact pause, that's not coincidence, that's confirmation. Let me tell you what's actually happening. You're standing on a beach and you've been watching the ocean for months, maybe years, waiting for the wave you were promised. The one that's supposed to carry you into everything you've been working toward. But instead of rushing towards you, the ocean is pulling back. And the further it pulls, the more shoreline gets exposed. Rocks you've never seen. Sand that was always underwater. Parts of the ocean floor that have been hidden your entire life. And you're standing there watching the water retreat and thinking, this is wrong. It's supposed to be coming toward me, not away from me. This isn't what I was told would happen. But you don't understand what you're seeing. Because before the ocean delivers the biggest wave, it always pulls back first, not because it's abandoning the shore, but because it's gathering. Every drop, every ounce of force, every bit of momentum, the pullback isn't the ocean leaving, it's the ocean preparing. And the further it pulls back, the more massive the wave that's about to crash. That's where you are right now. You're watching the pullback, you're seeing the retreat, and you're interpreting it as loss when it's actually the gathering of everything about to flood your life. Now, here's the part that's gonna sting. The reason the ocean hasn't crashed yet, the reason the wave hasn't arrived, isn't because it's not ready. It's because you won't get out of the way. You're standing exactly where the wave needs to land. And instead of moving, instead of stepping back and letting it come, you keep trying to control when it arrives, how it arrives, what it looks like when it gets here. You're checking the water every 5 minutes, measuring the distance, calculating the timing, trying to predict the exact moment so you can prepare, so you can control, so you can make sure it happens the way you envisioned. But waves don't work like that. They don't follow your timeline. They don't arrive on your schedule. They don't crash because you're ready. They crash because the ocean decided it's time. And your job, the only job you've ever had, is to get out of the way and let it happen. But you won't. You keep standing in the impact zone, hands up, trying to direct the water, trying to tell the ocean which direction to flow. And the universe is watching you, waiting for you to realize that you can't control this, that you were never supposed to control this, that the only thing standing between you and the suddenly you've been praying for is your refusal to surrender. Let me tell you what getting out of your way actually looks like, because you think surrender means doing nothing. You think it means sitting still and waiting passively for life to happen to you. But that's not surrender. That's resignation. Surrender is active. Surrender is you finally admitting that your plan, your timeline, your version of how this should unfold, it's too small, it's limited by what you can see, what you can imagine, what you think is possible based on your current circumstances. And the universe is trying to deliver something bigger, something you couldn't have planned for because you didn't know it existed. But it can't deliver it while you're micromanaging every detail. So getting out of your way looks like this. It looks like stopping the obsessive checking, the constant scanning for proof, the refreshing, the searching, the monitoring of every person and situation that might be connected to what you want. It looks like releasing your grip on the how, not because you don't care, but because you finally trust that the how is being handled. It looks like moving through your day without the background anxiety of wondering when. It looks like being so present in your current moment that you're not mentally living 3 months in the future. That's surrender. And surrender is what opens the floodgates. Here's what people don't understand about the suddenly. They think suddenly means out of nowhere, random, unpredictable. But suddenly isn't random. Suddenly is the result of everything you couldn't see accumulating under the surface. It's the ocean pulling back, gathering, building force while you were watching the shore, wondering why nothing was happening. Suddenly is what happens when preparation meets release, when the tension that's been building finally snaps, when the bow that's been pulled to its absolute limit finally lets the arrow fly. And you've been in the tension phase, the pulling back phase, the gathering phase, and it's been uncomfortable because tension always is. But that discomfort, that feeling like nothing's moving while everything inside you is screaming to move, that's not stagnation. That's potential energy. That's every prayer, every tear, every moment of doubt, every step of faith, every sacrifice, every lesson, every loss, building into something so powerful that when it releases, when it finally crashes into your life, it won't arrive quietly. It'll arrive suddenly, and suddenly will reshape everything. Now, let me tell you why you keep blocking it. It's not because you don't want it. It's because you're terrified of it. Terrified that if it comes and it's different than you imagined, you won't know what to do with it. Terrified that if you stop controlling, something will go wrong. Terrified that if you surrender, you'll lose what little ground you've gained. So you hold on. You grip tighter. You check more frequently. You plan more obsessively. And with every action designed to bring it closer, you actually push it further away. Because the energy of control repels the energy of flow. And what you're waiting for, what's trying to reach you, it can only come through flow, through trust, through the radical, uncomfortable act of letting go of the steering wheel while the car is still moving. And I know that sounds insane. I know every part of you wants to argue that you need to stay in control or everything will fall apart. But here's the truth. Everything you're controlling so tightly, it was never moving anyway. You've been gripping the steering wheel of a parked car. And the universe is standing outside, keys in hand, asking you to get in the passenger seat so it can drive you somewhere you've never been. Somewhere you couldn't have navigated on your own. But you won't get out of the driver's seat. So you sit and park, engine off, white knuckling a wheel that's not turning, wondering why you're not moving. Let me give you the practical part. The part you can actually do, starting right now. Stop checking. I mean it. Stop refreshing your email waiting for the opportunity. Stop checking their social media waiting for the sign. Stop monitoring your bank account every hour waiting for the money. Stop asking everyone around you if they see movement in your situation. Stop searching for evidence that it's coming. Because every time you check, you're telling the universe you don't believe it's handled. You're saying, I don't trust you, show me proof first. And the universe doesn't respond to doubt disguised as vigilance. It responds to faith disguised as stillness. So be still, not passive, not resigned, but still. Present. Anchored in this moment, instead of mentally living in the moment you're trying to force into existence. And in that stillness, in that space where you're not checking and controlling and micromanaging, that's where the suddenly happens. Because suddenly doesn't need an audience. It doesn't need your permission. It doesn't need you to see it coming. It just needs you out of the way. Here's what's going to happen when you finally let go. When you finally stop trying to orchestrate every detail and you just breathe and trust and move through your day without the constant background hum of anxiety. At first, it's going to feel like nothing. Like you're giving up. Like you're losing your grip on the one thing you thought you could control. And that feeling will tempt you to grab the wheel again. To go back to checking, planning, forcing. But if you can resist that urge, if you can sit in the discomfort of not knowing and not controlling, something shifts. The tension starts to ease, the anxiety starts to quiet, and you start to notice something you couldn't see before. Life was happening all along. Opportunities were appearing. People were showing up. Doors were opening. But you were so focused on the specific door you thought was supposed to open that you missed everything else. And the moment you release your grip on that one specific outcome, the moment you expand your awareness to what's actually in front of you instead of what you think should be in front of you, that's when the suddenly arrives, not always in the form you expected, but always in the form you needed. Now here's why this video found you. You're in the final pause, the last pullback before the wave, and your soul knows it. That's why you clicked. That's why you're still here. Because something inside you recognizes this moment, recognizes that you're standing at the edge of suddenly. And you're being given a choice. You can keep trying to control it. Keep checking, forcing, planning, micromanaging, and you can stay in this pause indefinitely. Or you can do the hardest thing you've ever done. You can let go. You can get out of the way. You can stop standing in the impact zone, trying to direct the wave and step back and let it crash. And I'm telling you, the wave is coming. The ocean has pulled back as far as it's going to go. Everything you've been through, everything that didn't work out, everything that fell apart, that was the pullback. That was the gathering. And what's about to crash into your life is so much bigger than what you lost. So much more aligned than what you were chasing. So much closer to what you actually needed than what you thought you wanted. But it can't come while you're blocking it. So this is your moment. This is your choice. Keep controlling or start trusting. Keep checking or start believing. Keep forcing or start flowing. If you're in this pause right now, if you've been watching the ocean pull back and wondering when your wave is coming, if you're exhausted from trying to control every variable and you're finally ready to surrender, drop 3 words in the comments. I'm letting go. That's it. Just 3 words. Because the moment you declare it, the moment you release your grip publicly, something shifts. You move from trying to allowing, from forcing to receiving. So write it. I'm letting go. And if you know someone gripping too tightly, someone trying to control their way into a breakthrough, someone who needs to hear that surrender isn't weakness, it's wisdom, share this with them. Tell them to write it too, because sometimes we need permission to stop fighting, permission to trust, permission to finally get out of our own way. Subscribe to stay connected to this community. And if Super Thanks feels aligned, it helps these messages reach more people who need them. But whether you support or not, the fact that you're here, doing the work, choosing yourself, that's what this is all about. Thank you. I'm proud of you. The ocean doesn't ask if you're ready before it crashes. It doesn't wait for your approval. It doesn't give you a countdown so you can brace yourself. It just pulls back, gathers everything it needs, and releases. Suddenly, powerfully, inevitably. And you've been standing on the shore, watching the pullback, interpreting it as abandonment. But it was never abandonment. It was preparation. And the wave you've been waiting for, it's already in motion, already gathered, already building. The only question left is whether you'll still be standing in the way when it arrives, or whether you'll finally step back, let go, and let the suddenly you've been praying for crash into your life the way it was always meant to. The ocean is done pulling back, and you're done being in control, whether you realize it yet or not.